in the office, I gotta keep it calm. But in rivals, you gonna catch these palms. I'll rise to the burn, so don't test me. And those who do will get rock ready. No, you're not ready. How I fire the Flintstones, you'll get rock ready. Ha, you not deadly. You beating me, please, hardly. And when you lose, you'll be like, the wrong one. Steve Harvey, get lit up again. Then you blame it on the paddles, cause I force burns MIB, moving in shadows. Who's next? Bring them out, bring them out. It's hard to yell when my fist flames in your mouth. Come on, man, here I'll bury your face with strong attacks anywhere. Aerial ace. When it comes to fighting games like ROA, better bring your A game, homie, I don't blink. Grab your sticks, yeah. Grab your sticks, yeah. Grab your sticks, time for ROA. When it comes to fighting games like ROA, better bring your A game, homie, I don't play. Grab your sticks, yeah. Grab your sticks, yeah. Grab your sticks, yeah. Grab your sticks. Next one up. Are you sure you wanna challenge me? That confidence and talent, it's nothing but a fallacy. For giggles, I'm picking Maple, but we know you're clinging to hope when your chances are freaking zero. Like how Pokemon Go players flock to parks, you're always on my radar. Watch your mark. LMAO, when I'm laughing, it's hearty. Boy, sit yourself down. This ain't Mario Party. Riding waves like an Orcane, bringing more pain. Zero wins.
Yo, what's up, Metro Dog? Yeah, I don't know, man. Music just is so fucking terrible today. I don't know what's happening with these guys. All good, man. How you doing? Yeah, I was actually looking at FTM earlier today. I'll definitely take a look at it. There's some good alts that are looking like they're gonna set up for something good. CFG, nice. Yeah, well, what does that do? I've never heard of centrifuge. It's all great. It's just all a fucking trading asset. It's like, who gives a shit? Alright, that's the market open. Let's start a little bit early here today. I hope you guys are doing well. Let me quiet the music down here. Also, hopefully the mic issue has been resolved. I've been fucking with my router. Internet has been a little bit difficult here over in Russia, but let's get right into it. Let's see here. So due to advancements in technology, we can now do shit like this where you don't have to keep two windows open. We can just keep a nice ASMR session going in the middle of the stream. Fantastic. All right, a couple of disclaimers before we start off here. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just a trader doing my shit. All of the tools that I use can be found on the bapigindicator.com website. These guys make fantastic tools, the best mathematics-based indicators on TradingView, bar none. They also have some free stuff available, so do check them out. They can be found under the indicators tab here. We also have a Discord available. The link for that is in the description of the stream. Come talk to us, come hang out, come ask questions. Some fantastic shout outs going over there, so it's a very useful resource. One thing I also wanted to mention, big happy birthday to Marky. I hope you're not too old yet. All right, let's get into it. So what are we looking at today? All right, S&P 500 looks like we did open up. Is the market open? Yes, the market is open. Very nice. What can we expect for the S&P today? 45.26 to the upside and 44.58 to the downside. That's kind of within the first expected move there. If things get really crazy, 43.43 to the downside and 46.25 to the upside. Very nice, very nice. I also wanted to take a look at the probability panel today as well. Just over the course of the next 30 days to figure out kind of, hey, what's more likely. It seems very likely that we play out sort of a range in here. The prices I have it set to is 45.54 and 43.33. 60% chance that we stay within this range over the course of the next 30 days with an upside bias, 32%, 33% chance that we go above it. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it over the course of the next 30 days. Let's take a look at the Nasdaq. How did the Nasdaq open? Nasdaq also had a positive open today. The range is 15,487, 15,500, let's call it, and then 15,152 to the downside. Very nice. Anything has changed since yesterday here? No, not much. Not much. Mom is still positive. It's kind of hinting at that cross down. We could see it today even. Would I be expecting just a reversal right here, right now? No, not exactly. Just sort of play out a range similar to the S&P 500. All right, let's take a look at the world indices. Let's see how everybody's doing. Probably pretty positive. Yes, Australia climbing back above the POVMA. Very nice. Entropy is ticking down on it. As well as HVZs being pretty low. Freddy, what's going on, man? Bito is that BTC ETF. Oh yeah, that's right. The BTC ETF opened today, didn't it? Awesome. Let's actually take a look at that right now. Let's dive right in, Bito. All right. Okay, what's fair price for this? Like, I'm not even sure how many Bitcoins they're holding and what the price should be when you compare it to Bitcoin. Interesting. Pretty big open. Pretty big open. Open at 40.88, up at 41.44. We'll keep an eye on this throughout the day. Very, very interesting stuff. Let's see if it affects the price of Bitcoin in any shape or form. Let's take a look at the Germany 30. Just let the tools load in. And guys, let me know if I'm still having issues with the microphone today, please. Would be very much appreciated. It seems to be from packet loss, which is a bit of a hard issue to solve out here in the countryside. Let's let the mom load in. And where's my POV? There it is. Germany trading above the POVMA, kind of similar stance to the Nasdaq and the S&P 500. Probably plays out a range of some sort here as well. HVP has ticked down for this count here. Is this close? No, this market is still open. It's got 7.5 hours to go on it. Nothing too significant here. I would be waiting for the next mom cross up to sort of make a decision based on that. All right, let's take a look at Russia. Russia was looking very, very strong. It is now getting up to the 10% cone here. 3 heads in a row to break above it. What's going on here with my tools today? Yeah, Russia's still trading above the POVMA. You did get that tick down in entropy. It did end up going a little bit higher here. Let's just take a look at it. Still nothing too significant. I do have the 95% filter on this, so you know when we get really significant moves, it's gonna play out something like this. I would still keep an eye on this though if it goes lower or if it breaks back up into the this kind of red zone. If it does this, I would probably look for that to denote that, hey, this immediate move to the upside is now over for the time being, and we're going to enter some random up-down stuff. Let's see, on the cone, I think it was approaching 10%. Very, very strong look. Very nice. And the tools just don't want to play nice today. Hey, wow. All right, on the MOEX, you are hinting at a cross up on the MOM, also looking very strong. Entropy is in a very similar stance. HVP is expanding. Let's take a look at the weekly on this, actually. Might give us some more context. Yes, you do have entropy moving down on the weekly as well, suggesting that, hey, this is going to be probably a very prolonged move. You know, because when we're counting in weeks, that's quite a lot of time for it to play out. Mom did give you a cross down, so I would probably be looking for this to give me a signal on the next sort of big up move. Volatility is very low. It's very low. So likely if I were to bet, I would bet on expansion of volatility in the near future. But keep in mind that this is on the right. So we do see HVP expansions to the downside, and we also see them to the upside. So this is not a directional pull. Let's take a look at the UK's. Okay, that loaded in. Please. UK did give you a nice cross up here on the mom trading above the POVMA. Very positive. HVP is low here. This is on the weekly. You do have the POVMA turning green here. You probably do have a nice setup coming in the near future with the mom turning back up. Mom 3G. See anything on entropy? No, nothing significant. China has been getting shellacked for the year. Okay, this is the sort of play that I would be looking for when it comes to trading. I would like to see entropy actually as well play into this, but waiting for this cross right on the POVMA, this is probably going to turn into a decent long. Although the HVP is decently high here, that's not too worrisome though. It's right in the middle of the range. Hang Seng, it was very, very close with China. Let's take. Yeah, I don't think I would be taking a long right here right now on this, but also very similar stance to the China 50. And we can actually probably use the cone to our advantage here, going back 8 bars. Let's take a look at what the cone has to say. Yeah, you are above the 5% probability. Let's do that a little bit more. You're not at 1% yet, so you are getting in like the unlikely range. You are the first expected move here, reaching towards the second expected move for the day. So it's for my own personal. It really depends on how you trade, but I don't think I would be onboarding right here right now for myself. If I were to be trading this, I would want to give it a little bit of time. It really depends on how you trade, because a lot of people, when it comes to trading, over here we're just talking. I don't want to say talking shit, but we're just taking a general overview of the market. We're not actually trying to take these positions. There's a lot of juice to be had on betting the other way. Like the things that you guys have seen me do is mostly take trade from somewhere in the middle outwards towards the edge of the cone and using that for my exit. But there's also something to be said for taking scalps off of the other side. Let's just set the cone as an example to, for example, 25 months back. A lot of traders will look for trades like this, where it gets into sort of the zone of unlikeliness below the 5%. This is not a magical number. It's just I'm using this as an example. They can also use the probability panel and see, hey, it's really unlikely for the price to stay in this range, so they will take it and play the reverse of that as just a quick trade. So there is something to be said for that as well. All right, let's take a look at Japan. Very nice above the POVMA. The color is still being printed as yellow here, so some caution is advised. Let's see, nothing too much on entropy, and the mom is getting up there pretty high. Nothing too extreme yet, like we've seen it over here. But on that very similar stance to the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq here for Japan. Looks good. This is what a volatility expansion can look like. It doesn't have to be directional. You could see this this block of HVP expansion here, and we saw a wider range being established from here to here, for example. So this is how volatility can play out. It doesn't have to continue going down. We do have other tools to kind of denote that as well. Just under these tools, I would still be referring to the MOM for changes in direction. So we saw it actually go positive right around here. That was a decent trade. Let's take a look at the Nikkei. So this is kind of what I was talking about before with the price being in the unlikely zone. We saw that clamber back on up above the ODMA. I just want to set this. Very similar to the JP5. I'm sure you guys are going to get tired of hearing me say it's very similar to this and that, but in general, things do tend to move together. So makes sense. Makes sense that, hey, it's risk on. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. I'm not sure why today TradingView has decided to be a little bit silly. Maybe they're running out of compute power, or I'm not sure what's going on there. There seems to be some slowness with the tools today, so do bear with me. Oh, Henry Hogg, dude, thank you for shouting out in the incubator or the stream. That's much appreciated. Sorry, I tend to forget from time to time. Mom, please load. HVP still expanding on the Dow Jones, the same stance we've seen on the S&P 500 and the NAS. Anything else we can say that's significant here? I'm expecting this to be on the positive side of things. We could actually take a look at the probability panel as well for this. You have expected moves. The first one's at 35,573, and to the downside at 35 even, 35,007. So probably one of those will get hit today. We will have to take a look see. Yes, Mom is positive. It is reaching up there and not quite on an extreme yet. No cross down as of yet. Let's take a look on the probability panel. I do want to see this over the next 30 days. 35,709, which would be a new all-time high. And to the downside, let's grab 34 even. Peter Muffin, been using the moments with logarithmic view, and it's been interesting. So the mean moves more often than returns to denote how far the returns are from the mean, right? Mean moves while returns just get placed in directional sides. Sorry, I'm not too sure if I understand the question correctly. Been using the moments with logarithmic view. What do you mean by mean moves more often than returns? The mean is calculated off of the returns. Also, Bali dropped this this bit of knowledge last night. He was saying that you have to check whether the whether the moment exists or not, and they're actually bringing out a new set of tools that will be able to provide just that. So keep an eye on that in the near future. There will be more work done on the moments. For now, since he did let us know that last night, I've not been using the moments yet because I don't have a way of checking if the moment exists or not. It's something that I do want to talk to him about as well. Mean moves while returns just get placed in directional sides. Yeah, the mean is calculated off of the returns, right? Dogman, what's going on, man? They're moving as the candles close. Yes. Okay, let's take a look at the probabilities. Very similar to the S&P 500. Very likely that you stay within a range over the next 30 days. Somebody was shouting out FTM and CFG. Let's take a look at that. I actually did want to take a look at some shitcoins today. A lot of them do look like they're going to have pretty nice moves in the near future. Let's take a look at FTM. Phantom. Yes, very nice. Above the POVMA, you do have MOM going positive here. HVP looks like it's moving to the downside here. Maybe we can get more context on the weekly. The weekly is expanding, so this seems to be a longer term thing that's going on here. Let's see daily. So what's likely, or sorry, no, what's likely? Let's say what's within the range of probabilities for FTM. Let's go out to 14 bars. 14 bars, and let's go something like 1%, 1%, 5% side. Oh, look at that! You had to play off 1% coin here. So these are your probabilities of the cone for next how many bars? For next about 46 bars, you could actually place the cone on this candle to see 60 bars out. That's completely up to you. I like to have it back just a little bit. This seems like a decent point to have it on. Let's take a look. Yeah, so you know, $10, $14, $22 is within the range of probabilities here. Some dude, what's happening, man? This is very good. As long as it's above the POVMA, mom's positive. You know, that's a trade to take. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Maybe you can provide us with some more context in the immediate future. Playing off the 5% cone pretty nicely there. Entropy is moving down. I would like to see the mom cross up for... Yes, so you did get a cross up here. So is this one to take right here, right now? Very likely. Very likely. Not bad. And you can also, again, if you know, if you're so inclined, you can actually see what kind of probability you're going to be betting on with something like this. You can set it at 2.6 and then maybe something like 1.6. Here are your probabilities. Downside very unlikely. Within this range or above, you know, 42% is a pretty good probability. This one will be decently easy to manage, especially if you're using something like the half Kelly to structure the trade. All right, let's take a look at CFG. Citizens Financial Group, is this correct? Madro dog. I hope this is correct. All right. All right, let's take a look at this. This is on the daily. Yes. Ability panel off. Yes, very nice. Very low HVP. You did get a cross up on the mom as well above the POVMA. Let's take this. Probably decent to look at on the weekly. On the weekly, you actually have the POVMA. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. There's no need to even complicate stuff like this. It's you know, a lot of people like to call, hey, it's gonna reverse off here. Hey, they're very deterministic about it. But when you have probabilities, you know, you just say, hey, they'll probably do this. You can actually see what the probability is. And then you can also plan for it to not do that. 20 bars back. Let's take a look at that. 12K incoming, bitch. Exactly. Yeah, CFG is looking good. I would keep an eye on the entropy as long as this keeps going lower and the price is above the POVMA, and you have HEP expansion. This is probably a pretty good play in here. I'm just taking a look to see, like, you already made your own laptop? No, I haven't made my own laptop. I still have my MacBook from 2014. I'm good, man. I'm good. You know, this is actually a good example right here. The POVMA is not some like magical line where price has to go to or where price has to bounce. Price is random. It's gonna do what it's gonna do, and we can use momentum tools. We can use entropy, as well as HVP, and there's such an array tools available to you to kind of denote that. It just, the POVMA is going to suggest to you that, hey, as long as price is above here, likely all of the big moves will come to the upside, and if the price is below there, likely all the big moves are going to come to the downside. So it's not something that's you know, price is gonna bounce off of this MA. Like, no, it just gives you a range. It just gives you a range, and it's nice and visual. It's much easier to see. There's also some states that you can note with it, where uh, the moving averages are further apart from each other or closer together. So do go back and see how price responded in those areas. All right, let's see what else was there. I do actually want to see the Bito again. I'm gonna add that to my list. Oof. Oh man. My uncle has a 3D printer. Maybe he can help you. Hey man, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. Actually, I got offered a job at a university here that had a 3D metal printer, and it's pretty fucking cool. They were trying to teach me how to use it. But I didn't. I actually ended up going into streaming instead. So we'll see. We'll see how that works out. Run through a replay of that bit of trade history just before where the red arrow is and walk through it. In what sense? Here, let's go back.
What's your name, pretty boy?
Was it on CFG? It was.
What's your name, pretty boy?
It was this here, right? Let's grab this block.
What's your name, pretty boy?
Well, that's again like how to risk manage it is it's really up to you. Like, what kind of trade are you doing here? You know, if you're doing like short options, if you're doing long options, or if you're just long spot, it's going to be a completely different way of managing it, right? Like if you have something like this where price is above the POVMA, and you have a what would you call it? You have an assumption to long it because of this. What you would do first of all is you would start off by the Kelly, right? Let's go see it. You'd start out by using the Kelly, for example. That would be a good idea. Let's see. Of November.
What's your name, pretty boy? I'm not gonna lie to you. Yo, I have expectations.
You can put on some utility panel. Let's grab something like 40, for example, a little bit further out.
I'm not your girl.
And let's grab
I'm
25.
not the one you're looking for.
60 days out, just
What's your name? What's your name?
pretty low probabilities of either side. Let's say you want to play out a long trade here.
What's your name?
Let's ask Kelly of, hey, what could our bet be? How many days out in the future is this?
What's your name?
26 bars in the future. Let's grab maybe some. Where was the POV?
What's your name?
28.
What's your name?
7, 8, somewhere.
What's your name? What's your name?
It's
What's your name? What's your
10 bars. Start of future bars, 28 bars. Use half Kelly. Win probability.
What's your name?
Let's just use 50.
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
BTCD, yeah, absolutely. We want to take a look at the totals as well. Okay, so I've denoted my stop to be 10 bars out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at 28, right? 28, somewhere around here.
What's your name?
And just for the Kelly purposes, you don't have to take the profit here, but hey, why not? We've set it in the Kelly. You've gotten a 12.4% bet at 1 times leverage. This for half Kelly. So the trade seems to be worth it. It's not giving me any crazy numbers or any negative numbers. And then let's take a look-see. Oh, look at that. Nice. Nice trade. Look, if you're coming from the perspective of this is the real advantage of using probabilities and knowing that the market is just random and it's going to do what it's going to do. We don't have to set hard stops on events like that. Right? Like that there is no magical line for you to sort of say, hey, like because it's below this, it's always gonna fall. No, it's just if price is below that, all the HVP expansions and all the volatility is going to the price is going to expand to the downside, right? And it doesn't mean that it can't cross back up or it can't do some nonsense and stay within some sort of a range. That's why we don't use lines to manage. Just you know, when you took the trade, if you had sized it properly, this was my stop, and this is my take profit. Do I have to take profit here? No, but hey, it's up to you. It also depends. Again, it depends on how you're trading. Like you could have even done a short options play here with the HVP going lower. I'd recommend that you check the IV ranks as well. But that's really helpful. We can also say, for example, here, hey, you're getting into the unlikely range with the cone, right? Maybe it would make sense to take a little bit of profit. Maybe it would make sense. So that's really how you can use the tools to your advantage. It's just I used to do this way back in the day too, man, where it's like the TA world, you know, oh, because it's here, all like you're gonna immediately fall and these lines cross. No, it doesn't mean anything like that. The implication here is that if a price is going to move, as long as you're below here, it's going to move to the downside. It doesn't mean that it can't cross back up and continue going upwards. That's all we use the POVMA. I hope I made it understandable. Yeah. BTCD, let's take a look. Uh-oh, pushing on that 1% cone. Bar replay. Oh, am I still in bar replay? Please. Okay. Positive still. I would be relying on momentum. You are getting into the unlikely range of things. Does it mean that we can't go higher? No, it just you know, you can get 6.64 heads in a row. But you are kind of getting into the unlikely range, although the POVMA is still very green. Your momentum is still positive. I would wait for the next cross up to kind of denote that, and your HVP rating is pretty high. Actually, this one wouldn't be such a bad thing to take a look at the probability zone, because this would denote whether or not the alts are going to pump or not. I'm not sure how they're calculating it, but I assume that that's a reasonable thing to kind of take away from it. Let's take a look at maybe like 44, 48. So over the next 30 days. Oh, you do have a very low entropy rating as well, by the way. So this is something that can also help you with deciding whether this immediate move is over or not. Yeah, it's about even on either side over the next 30 days. So with a higher probability staying in range or falling below. It's been interesting with altcoins lately, slow and steady, which is better than explosive. Yeah, that's the thing you kind of want to make in your you want to reduce the volatility of your portfolio as much as possible. You want to make gains over the long term, not gains all at once, because you're also going to take losses all at once. I would be relying on entropy here to denote when this move is over. The moment is still positive. You are still moving up, so likely Bitcoin outperforms for the time being. If that's a reasonable assumption to make off of BTC, I don't actually do that. So, word of caution. Let's take a look at totals as well. Yeah, very, very positive on the total. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Be nice to see the mom cross up here above the POVMA. Very good. Let's take a look at total 2. This is crypto total market cap x BTC. Yeah, very similar stance. You don't have that green on the POVMA. And let's take a look at total 3. I do want to take a look at the shorter term Bitcoin stuff as well. At the S&P 500 in a second. And total 3 is also not green, but better than not. You did get a cross up here. Seems like the thing that I would be assuming from this is that Bitcoin is going to outperform for the near future, because with BTC you see that green on the POVMA. Without it, we don't. And also BTCD has a lower entropy reading on it, suggesting hey, you're in the middle of this move up. So very likely you can see Bitcoin outperform for the time being. Total 3 is crypto total market cap x BTC and F. So it's literally the shit. It's the shit show. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin. Oh, actually, we didn't check Ethereum, and we didn't check Bitcoin. Ethereum back down to POVMA. What can we expect for today on Ethereum? 39.74 to the upside and 35.64 to the downside seems reasonable. In Kosh, what's happening? Has anyone pointed out the obvious yet? What do you mean by that? This stream sucks. Oh my god. Daily HEZ low time to dump it. Not necessarily, man. HVZ can go up on ups. Massive dump incoming. I was saying in Discord. God damn it, you guys. Yeah, I don't like we've seen expansions in the HVZ on decent up moves. Okay, okay. Fucking guy, I'm good, man. How are you doing? God damn it. All right, he's got me. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin as well while we're here. Bitcoin getting a nice and steady move down, and entropy very good. Again, this is a very good confluence with the BTC dominance. We do see green on the POVMA. That's very positive. It'd be nice to see this cross up, and you're getting to that improbable range as well. Doesn't mean it can't go higher than that. It's unlikely to go past it right here, right now. Personally, I think this is the top. My balls are tingling. GMA totally. Oh my god, this stream sucks. True. All right. Let's take a look at the shorter time frames as well. See if there's anything to be had on those. Entropy moving down still. This is the 4 hour. Yes, this is the 4 hour. There's also a great tool available. But I'm using the POVMA and mostly making plays off the middle here, looking for some sort of volatility expansion in either direction. There's something to be said also for ranges, for making plays off the top of ranges. There is a RSI Div S tool available as well. So, you know, very, very nice place to be had off of this one as well. Check that out. You might find it useful. Check out the weekly wall. It's pretty useful. Yes, let's take a look at that. Let me just go through the lower time frames. You did get a cross up on the mom. I'd like to see that positive, but pretty good nonetheless. Let's take a look at the very short, zoom way in there. Not a lot to be said here. It looks like you are still cooling on the HVZ, although HVZ is decently low. All right, let's take a look at the week. Let's look at the 7 day. One mic deep throat equals 1 year like. Oh man. So we're actually on the first expected move for the weekly. We're actually the first expected move for the weekly. And what day is it today? Is it Tuesday? Yeah. I would expect. I mean, there's a EM occurrence test tool that you can actually use. I know Dogman is making one bikini stream at 100k subs. I'm just gonna set a number so fucking high. But during times of medium to low volatility, I would actually expect it to play nice with the expected moves, and we can probably go back and even test that. The expected moves tool does have history available. Let's take a look at something like this. Let's turn the PMA off. So we've seen, you know, vol being at 50. When we got to the first expected moves, we usually ended the day within them. When we got to second ones, we usually ended the day within them. We can't really speculate which move it will play nice with, but and it makes sense, right? Like the probabilities are in the moves themselves, right? So the occurrences that you have outside of them, like if it's a 1% probability of closing outside of it, out of 100 days you'll close outside of it once, right? That's kind of what you're betting on. Actually, I wonder if this is still working. Yes, here we go. Here's for all you motherfucking mic clickers. Look at the kind of technology we got here, boys. Look at this. We never have to open another window again. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. All right, let's see. One turn the history off. Some other coins that I've been looking at today. Let's go for 100. When Vlad's Ustream might give away. Alright. Why the fuck are we even trading, boys? Like, why don't we just sit here and watch fucking Twitch all day? Seriously. I think I was looking at something called Cake. Whatever the fuck that was. Where is it? Where's Cake? Cake USD. What is this? VMA. Yeah, decently low HVP. You're starting to trade above the POVMA. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, I'm getting very fucking distracted. All right, all right. Sorry, boys. Let's take a look on the shorter time frames. See if there's any setup to be had. You have HVP agreeing. Issue will get PFAS from all the plastic. Seriously though, can you imagine how many fucking coronaviruses there are on those mics? Like, they spent all day licking that shit. There must be some sort of disease on those things, man. Holy shit. Let's take a look at the mom reading. On the lower time frames, you're gonna get a lot more bullshit. You're gonna get a lot more randomness. Very good to use probabilities to manage trades like this. Let's see, over the next 30 counts, something like 20 and maybe 18, 19. Let's see, 20 and 19. So this is over the next 30 hours for... No, I did that wrong. Let's go 21. Yeah, let's go 21. Western civilization had a good run. Fucking true. You know, it's a lot of the Eastern countries are... They have a Western culture to them too, right? Like almost nowhere is safe, let's say. Very likely you do stay within the range. Sort of 19 is you're getting into the unlikely stuff. 13% to close below it over the next. Maybe we can even expand that out. Let's give it a little bit more time. Over the next 60 counts, downside is still more likely here, it looks like. What is likely is that we stay within the range. What can we say here? If our bias is to the upside, is our bias to the upside? Yes, our bias is to the upside for the time being. That's actually not a number. There's not enough data to sample. All right. Let's write that 1 hour. The thing I would be relying here on is the POVMA and the mom going positive before actually deploying cash and taking a trade. If I were to play that to the upside, I know I'm probably not going to get the big move or what have you, but if I get the middle chunk, not so bad. Also, another thing that can be relied upon here is the probability cone. If we get some craziness out of this HVP to the downside, the assumption that we can make is, hey, below this area, it's kind of unlikely for the price to stick there, so it wouldn't be a bad trade as well. So this one's a good one to keep an eye on, I think. Let's take a look at what else we have going. You guys trading any shitcoins? I don't know. I've just been looking through the top 100, and there's a couple of them that are like in this kind of stance where you just traded above the daily POVMA with very low HVP. Soul, good old Soul. Let's take a look. This is Solana, right? Sol Tether. Yeah, very similar stance on Solana. I would like to see this expand. You'll probably get some sort of squeeze on the HVZ. Looks like it's just moving into a tighter and tighter range. Let's see if we can find an example of that during the last time. Something like this here. Something like this here. You know, you did get expansion to the downside. This was a decently clean play because the price was below the POVMA, kind of making it simple for you. You got that cross down on the mom as well. This would have been a pretty nice trade over here. Looks like drift for the time being. Looks like drift for the time being. We'll have to reassess once that is over. Dominance is going back up. Jesus. Yeah, dominance is in general is looking good over the longer term. Like I don't really care to call this candle by candle. If I were to have an assumption on it in the immediate future, you do have this mom cross down. Probably falls for the next couple of counts and then picks itself back up. The entropy reading is really nice on this. Who trades the daily? I do, you fucking guy. It makes it so much easier. It makes it so much like I don't want to sit there because I'm so prone to making mistakes. When I sit there, I'm prone to not check the Kelly. I'm prone to do all sorts of stupid shit. And when I trade the daily, I set it, I forget it, just to not let. Yeah, but hey, fair enough, man. That's what I'm here for. You fucking guy. All right. What else was there? I think ICX, I want to say I was looking at as well. Had a very similar kind of, was it ICP? No, it wasn't ICP. ICP might actually have a decent spot here for a little bit of cost reduction if you're in this one. Yeah, POVMA making it very clear for you. HP very low. Would wait for this to cross down, kind of like the play we saw from before to the downside. Very, very similar stance over here. I lose both ways. See, where you make money is like you just buy shit and you own it and you hold it in a small portion as is reasonable, or as in an optimal. Exactly, you build a pool and then you just sit on it, and then when you need money, you sell it. Like that. All we're doing here is just like like I don't know, like I don't really want to be trading, you know. Like I do it because of just it's satisfying, and there are times when trading makes sense. That's literally that's what autocorrelation and returns is, right? It's just times when trading actually makes sense. So this is where the tools are extremely helpful, but most of the time it makes sense to just sit in a pool, I would rather say. Only got a pool so he could fuck the pool boy. Oof. Let's see, what's Shiba doing? How long has Shiba been around for? I feel like there isn't enough history on Coinbase. Maybe there's another. There's DT probably. Let's see on Binance. Yeah, there's a bit more history on this. Not a lot on the higher time frames. Again, probably one to just sit on. Can't really rely on the mom here. Yeah, not a lot I can say about this one. Let's take a look at the biggest movers. Okay, USD. Wow, powerful. Way outside there. Sun. Powerful. Wow. Very nice. What can we say here? You do have expanding HEP. Mom's gone positive. Is this a likely thing to continue right here, right now? Let's check shorter time frames. HVP is decently high. I would wait for either the cross up again on the mom on a lower time frame. I would look for the entropy to denote that this move is over. I'm not looking for an immediate up on this right here, right now. This is on the hourly candles, just for reference. We can even go further out in probabilities here. 0.1. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, you hit the 0.1% there. And again, this is like a rolling thing, right? You can keep on bumping up against it. Just getting above it and staying there is pretty unlikely on the hourly candles right here, right now. I would be looking for this to cross back up in order to kind of make an entry point. So nice, very nice. Let's take a look at the list of my shitcoins. Master down 3% today. Wow. And let's take a look at GitLab. GitLab pretty stationary today. Rook did 12% today. It's on the hourly. Yes. Got it on the daily. Very nice. Very nice. I don't know what any of these do. Just FYI. True USD looks good above the POVMA. You got that HVZ squeeze on it. Although mom is getting kind of up there. Just for discretion, I do own these in very, very small quantities. The way I source them is I just literally went on to FTX, checked what has the lowest trading volume, and then put 50 bucks into each of them. It was fucking fantastic. Meta looking pretty decent. If these things make actual profit, I don't know, if they go 2x, 3x, whatever, I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna just keep buying out FTX as I go along. And yeah, just spread myself out. I really don't care what they do. All right. Currencies, gold, nothing burger. Probably silver had a pretty decent move. What is the white line in your moments? The white line in the moments is the mean. I have it set to a log just so it's easier to see. I have it set to logarithm right here. Sam has huge ties with governments and whatnot now. Massive money coming into FTX. Yeah, man. And actually, a buddy of mine was going. I think he's pretty much all in on the FTT, on the FTX token, because he's using Binance as a metric of like what could a exchange token do. It's a pretty reasonable play. It's a pretty reasonable play. I don't know if I would be well, I do know that I wouldn't be going all in on fucking anything. But as far as exchange tokens go, I think FTT has a pretty bright future. Yeah, I have it set to log, and I have the show source return source, and then I have show bands on, and it's just easier to see. Would you mind showing how you set up the log thing? Yep, you go over, you select the mean, show returns source on, show bands on, and then you right click right here, and then you click logarithm. And for these secret settings, you have to pay me $2,000. Just FYI. So I accept Ethereum, I accept Bitcoin. Right? Are we rugging? Let's see. Did we hit an expected move? Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. Like I don't know, man. Like 2K baby, exactly. Like this is why I don't care to call single candles. It's just fucking random. Like, all right, we do have a HVP expansion here. Looks like it's taking the downside route. Let's see what mom is saying. It'll be nice to see this one close below the POVMA, and then on the short-term time frame, the 1 hour at least, you have some room for improving your cost basis. Although the HVZ is saying, hey, this is a local extreme right here, right now. Also on lower time frames, it does make sense to set the cone out wider, just because, you know, instead of 1% being like 1 out of every 100 days, you're gonna have 1 out of every 100 hours occurrence, right? So you're gonna see them more often. We're at the end of the distribution. Let's see where the autocorrelation goes. Yes, let's see. I want to wait to see where this one closes. Like, the other thing is too, like, you do have to wait for the signal. You have to wait for the thing to happen before you can actually draw assumptions on it. So that's something to pay attention to as well. You know, I would use the expected moves. Use the expected moves in this case. Yeah, the QCV is very good. If you're looking at QCV with HVP, for example, it can give you a lot more context. It can give you a lot more context. Huge curve on it, then turns red. Yeah, exactly. The Marxilator is just fucking powerful, honestly. Like, that's the thing too, is that like you can trade all this shit in so many ways. Like, look at all this. This is an arsenal right here. You're ready to go to war with this shit. Just depends on how you want to go about it. All right, it is now an hour into trading. Let's see where the market is before we sign off here. I will be back on later today for the evening show to go and talk shit. Hopefully some of the people from the Discord will be able to join. Yeah, anybody that's in the PowB Discord, please come on in. Share how you guys are trading, because you guys are going to be doing it differently than me. I feel like that'll be a huge value to people to see all the different styles of trading. I still haven't hit on that first expected move. Very positive, very positive. I'll be aware of this crossing down today, maybe by end of day. Let's take a look at NAS. NAS also very positive. Oh, the thing that we didn't check today is the nat gas. And we didn't check, oh, nat gas having some downtime. We didn't check US oil as well. Very nice. Very nice expansion. A very nice place to take profit on high HVP. Time to chill for now. Probably reduce your cost basis over here over the next couple of weeks, actually, because this is on daily. Later, masturbator. Fucking guy. Let's take a look at US oil. Low volatility, entropy is moving down. I would be cautious of this one. Is this on daily? Yes, this is on daily. This is gonna look screwed up just because of it is accounting for the history. That's where the probabilities are built off of. And in US oil, I think this contract actually went negative. Did it go negative? No, it went to 1 cent. The ultimate shitcoin. Vlad the Inhaler is inhaling farts. Yeah, you know, like when you've been clambering up slowly on declining volatility, this is something to be kind of cautious of, or at least be insured against volatility picking up to the downside. This can fuck you, although it wouldn't be so bad to look at entropy picking back up to denote the end of the move as well. Yeah, the BTC Etf did premiere today. I actually want to see what the fair value of it is, because right now I think it was priced at like, what the fuck was it called? I literally just looked at it and I didn't have it. Let's see. Need something. Let's pro shares. Strategy. Bito. Like I haven't calculated it out. I don't know what the fair value of this is. I should actually take a look at how many Bitcoin they have per contract. Let's add it. Why do you have moments set up to show raw returns? Is it your preferred way of using it to trade? It's just easier to see if the mean is positive or negative. Like there are like 4 indicators on the moments themselves. And actually, I'm not sure if you were here at the start of the stream, but yesterday Bali was mentioning that hey, you have to check if the moment exists first. So this is something that they figured out recently, and they're going to be bringing out a new variety of tools to give much more context to the moments indicator. So stay tuned for that. Currently, I have it on this way just because it is easier to see. Hey, is the mean positive? Is it negative? And is a single return outside of the band? Probably not a bad place to bet on some sort of mean reversion on the next candle. Something like this, for example. It's not predicting all of this, but I just want to be clear that if like a return is outside of the band, it's not predicting all of this. It's just saying, hey, it's very likely that in the near future, you'll have some sort of mean reverting return. It's just easier to see if the mean is positive or negative. Yes, the indicator does the exact same thing it did always because the data is still the same, right? It just looks different. All right, I'm gonna leave it there for the time being. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back later today. Have a really, really awesome trading day, and don't die. There may be a way of checking it, but Bali didn't go into that, and I'm not the right person to ask about it. So I would just stay tuned, and I will definitely be asking if there's a valid way. If there's a way to validate it right now or not. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the day.
Do you just tell me what to do? Tell me what to do. If you want me to take over, just give me the green light. Just give me the green light. If you want me to get close, do you just tell me what to do? Tell me what to do. If you want me to take over,